Since returning home, Carrie Underwood has been overburdened. It looks like she's having trouble keeping up. But the reality about what she is going through has been made public by a source. She has been back home since her time on American Idol, caring for her farm and her numerous animals. When it comes to this, there is a lot to discover. To learn more about this circumstance, continue reading. Underwood. Carrie disliked American Idol last season. Carrie Underwood made her debut as an American Idol judge. She had already appeared on the show, though. In fact, she was the first to win it. The show gained a new perspective because Carrie was the first judge to win. But things did not work out as expected. Carrie had a lot of requests and upset a lot of people during the season. In the end, she was despised on the show. The fact that she offered something fresh, nevertheless, was appreciated by the audience. It's unclear if Carrie Underwood will make a second appearance on television. She's overwhelmed and finding it difficult to keep up. There are several animals on Carrie Underwood's farm. She enjoys updating her fans and flaunting it on social media. But it appears that she is finding all of it to be too much. According to a source, she's up at the crack of dawn caring for all these animals, so it's become too much for her to handle, and she's not getting any sleep. In addition to harvesting, fertilizing, weeding, and shoveling hay, she also has to deal with endless repairs. The fact that she has struggled to locate and retain hired workers doesn't help either. Social media portrays it as picturesque. Behind the scenes, things are anything but perfect. Well, it appears that things are not going as she had hoped on the farm. Now, fans are speculating about her future plans. Carrie seemed to be having difficulty managing her farm and all of her pets. She seems to be drowning in the amount of labor she has to do for her farm and the animals, and this is more work than she anticipated. The future of this is unclear, though. It also doesn't seem to be working that she has been attempting to keep folks recruited to help. What are your thoughts on this? Do you find it surprising that she is so overwhelmed? Comment below with your thoughts. Your opinions on this would be greatly appreciated. Carrie Underwood has always embodied the image of grace under pressure. From her breakout win on American Idol in 2005 to her transformation into one of country music's biggest icons, she has been the woman who could seemingly do it all. But in recent months, the reality behind the glittering stages and sold-out arenas has begun to reveal itself. Behind the flawless performances and dazzling gowns, insiders say Carrie is overwhelmed, struggling to keep up with the demands of fame, family, and the relentless pace of her own ambition. The show must go on. Carrie has spent much of the past year balancing her long-running Reflection residency in Las Vegas with major tour dates across the U.S. every night. She delivers 2 hours of powerhouse vocals, pyrotechnics, and emotional ballads that bring fans to tears. The production is massive, with costume changes, aerial stunts, and choreography that pushes her to physical extremes. She's a perfectionist, one tour insider revealed. Carrie rehearses until midnight some nights because she wants every note to be flawless. Even after performing for nearly 2 decades, she treats every show like her first audition. But even perfectionists have limits. Carrie reportedly battles exhaustion, often waking at 4 a.m. to work out before juggling interviews, rehearsals, homeschooling responsibilities for her 2 young sons, and late-night performances. She barely sleeps, another source shared. She tries to be supermom and superwoman, but at some point, something's gotta give. Family first, but at a cost. Carrie's husband, former NHL star Mike Fisher, has stood by her through the chaos. Friends say he's become her anchor, managing household routines while she tours. Yet even with his support, Carrie feels the tug of guilt. Carrie misses a lot of little things with her kids, a close friend explained. She'll FaceTime from her dressing room, but when she hears about a soccer goal she missed or a school play she couldn't attend, it eats her up. This push and pull between career and motherhood is something Carrie has spoken about before. She's admitted that she sometimes cries in hotel rooms after a performance, overwhelmed by the feeling that she can't give 100% to both worlds at once. Behind the glamour, to the public eye, Carrie looks unshakable. Fans see toned arms, glowing skin, and breathtaking gowns, but insiders whisper that the maintenance of this image is part of what's weighing her down. Her strict diet and intense fitness regimen, often starting with a grueling treadmill workout before dawn, leave her body drained. Stylists say she spends hours in fittings, testing heels and stage looks, even when she's clearly exhausted. She'll walk off stage and you can see it in her eyes. She's running on fumes, one crew member confessed. But she won't let anyone see her falter. She'll smile, sign autographs, and say she's fine, even if she's barely standing. The pressure of perfection. For Carrie, the greatest critic is herself. Ever since her American Idol days, she has battled a quiet fear of letting people down. That fear fuels her drive, but also traps her in a cycle of relentless self-expectation. She doesn't just want to be good, a fellow country artist observed. She wants to be flawless, and when you live like that, the smallest mistake feels like a failure. Insiders say she obsesses over set lists, vocal runs, and even the placement of stage props. If a spotlight is off by a few inches or a harmony feels weak, she'll dwell on it for hours. Her mind never shuts off, said a longtime bandmate. The social media strain. In today's world, stars are expected to be online personalities as much as performers. Carrie, who once kept her private life closely guarded, now feels the constant pull to share glimpses of her family, her fitness journey, and behind-the-scenes moments with fans. She knows fans want access, but it adds another layer of pressure, a digital manager explained. You can't just perform anymore, you have to constantly feed the machine. Though she carefully curates her posts, trolls still find ways to criticize everything from her parenting to her wardrobe. For someone who already holds herself to impossible standards, the negativity can cut deep. A private breakdown. Those closest to Carrie describe moments where the weight becomes too much. In one instance, after a particularly demanding week of back-to-back shows and press obligations, she reportedly broke down backstage, sobbing in Mike's arms. She just kept saying, "I can't do it all," a friend recalled. It was heartbreaking, because she gives so much and still feels like she's not enough. These rare moments of vulnerability are hidden from the public, but insiders fear that Carrie's health could suffer if she doesn't slow down. "She's one of the strongest women I know," said another source. But even the strongest can break if they don't take care of themselves. Fans worry, but still cheer. Despite her struggles, Carrie's fan base remains fiercely loyal. At recent shows, fans have noticed she looks thinner and sometimes more fatigued, sparking online discussions about whether she's taking on too much. One fan wrote on Twitter, "Carrie looked stunning tonight, but I could see the exhaustion in her eyes. I hope she knows we'd love her even if she took a break." That sentiment is echoed across fan forums, where supporters urge her to rest. "She's given us nearly 20 years of her life," another fan posted. "She deserves to take time for herself without guilt." What's next for Carrie? Industry insiders whisper that Carrie may soon announce a hiatus after her current commitments wrap. "She's weighing her options," said one source. "She doesn't want to disappear, but she knows she can't keep running at this pace forever." Whether it's scaling back tours, cutting down on promotional appearances, or stepping away from social media, Carrie seems to recognize that her health and family must come first. "She's learning that it's okay not to be perfect," said a close friend. "It's okay to say no. That's a hard lesson for someone like her, but she's getting there." The human behind the icon. Carrie Underwood has built a career on being extraordinary, a voice that never wavers, a presence that never falters. Yet in the cracks of her struggle, fans are beginning to see something even more powerful, her humanity. Her willingness to keep pushing, even when overwhelmed, is inspiring. But perhaps the greater inspiration will come when she allows herself to step back, to breathe, and to simply be Carrie, not the superstar, not the perfectionist, but the woman. As one fan put it after a recent show, Carrie doesn't need to prove anything anymore. We'll love her whether she's on stage or just at home, being herself. And maybe, just maybe, that's the reminder Carrie needs most.